tonight. But before we get in the ring, let's get to know a little bit more about Pfizer.
We come from different places.
We look different ways.
We live different ways.
We love different ways.
Seriously, bacon?
We're coming. All right, let's go.
We worship different ways.
But there's much that we all share.
One shared commitment to one shared calling.
To bring the boldest, brightest thinking
to the search for life-saving cures.
Built on one shared understanding of the power of science.
Come join the many daring, different people at Pfizer.
All driven by one shared goal.
All driven to discover the cure.
And here to give more context and to reverse pitch Pfizer's challenges, the CEO of Pfizer Hungary, Dr. Peter Vedetsky.
Wow, good evening. It's amazing to present in the middle of a boxing ring, in the middle of a museum. I don't think that any Pfizer leader has ever done this before, so it's a challenge to me as well. So probably from the video you understand who we are. We are 90,000 people around the world working on one single purpose. And our purpose is very simple, 5 simple words. Breakthroughs that change patient lives. This is easy and simple to say, but not so easy to accomplish, because breakthroughs don't come so easy. And I will allude to that a little bit later, how hard it is. But that's our aspiration, that in the next couple of years we should deliver breakthroughs, not just incremental innovations, but medicines that profoundly change patients' lives. Just a couple of figures about who we are. We are a huge company, a global company with over $53 billion of revenue. We have 48 manufacturing sites around the world. When we operate 125 countries, and we really have a great track record of delivering blockbuster medicines. Currently, we have 8 of those who are generating sales beyond $1 billion per year. And more importantly, and this is why I'm here today, is that we have 180 research and development partnerships around the world. And the power of our people, of those 90,000, are helping us, helping me to accomplish our purpose. We are not just good at developing medicine, but we are also a huge manufacturing powerhouse. We manufacture every year 23 billion doses of medicine, over 600 different products in more than 40 manufacturing sites, and we deliver the simple, small molecules, the most complex biological compounds, and now we are working on to deliver to you the next generation gene therapy. Some areas of our focus, pretty obvious: oncology. There is a huge unmet need. With our medicines, we can treat now lung cancer, breast cancer, kidney cancer, some of the most devastating oncohematologic diseases. With internal medicine, we treat millions of people who are suffering of cardiovascular disease, metabolic diseases, impacting most of our developed societies. With vaccines, we prevent diseases from birth to adult age as well. With inflammation and immunology, we can soothe your immune system, which is attacking your own body. We can modulate that with our products. And then rare diseases. It might be misleading because rare diseases are not that rare. There are 7,000 different rare diseases around the world, and more than 300 million people are suffering from it. Some of them are genetic deficiencies which are untreatable at the moment, but the hope is that with the advancement of the new gene therapies, we will be able to treat those 7,000 diseases sooner than we expect. Our pipeline is rich. We are very proud of our pipeline. You know, the research, different phases, which I will allude to it a little bit later. It's rich. We have 35 different programs in phase 1. We have 34 in phase 2. We have 23 in phase 3, and we are registering currently 9 of those, so altogether 100. And you could ask, so Pfizer, if you are so happy, so good at that, so why are you here? Why are you asking the startups? And before I would go into that, first of all, let's see what happens before a medicine is brought to patients.
Before it became a medicine, it was an idea, an inspiration, a wild what if. So scientists went to work. They examined 87 different protein structures, had 12 years of setbacks and breakthroughs, 4,423 sleepless nights, and countless trips back to the drawing board. At first they were told no. Well, maybe. And finally, yes. Then it was 36 clinical trials, 8,500 patient volunteers, and the hope of millions. And so after it became a medicine, someone who couldn't be cured could be. Me.
So this is the process, very complex. Thank you. And if you look at this graph, which is not, so easy to follow, but I try to lead you through, in a nutshell, a process of developing an innovative medicine takes extremely long time. It's very complex, and the failure rate is huge. So if you look at stage 1, we have over 1 million molecules at the screening stage, and we can get only 1 to registration out of those 1 million. So in a way, if you consider we are a major startup, we try and fail for years. And this process takes more than 12 years. This is unacceptably long. We should be better in order to live up to our purpose. Just an example to you how risky it is. So it takes more than a decade to develop a modern medicine, and the costs are rising. Now they are skyrocketing. They are closing almost $3 billion to develop one single successful medicine and bring it to the market. Just an example, unsuccessful attempts in terms of Alzheimer's disease, melanoma, and lung cancer, where we'd all want to see some advancements, and only 12% out of those attempts were successful between 1998 and 2014. And the patient journey. The patient journey is tremendously complex. So imagine you are a patient, you need a cure, the only option is to get into a clinical trial. How do you find it? You go to clinicaltrial.gov, no one really understands what's there. Once you find the trial, you get to the center, you get screened, you might be enrolled, and then you have to go through all that process of going back to appointment, adherence to the medicine, going back to screenings. This must be speeded up, changed. We are in the 21st century. There must be a better solution. So this is really about the question of time. If you were diagnosed with a devastating disease, would you accept the answer to wait another 10 or 12 years until a medicine is developed? I think the answer is no. We have to be better. And this is our aspiration. At Pfizer, we would like to develop 25 new breakthrough medicines in the next 5 years. So imagine how hard is that? Not just 1 or 2 in 12 years, but 5 in 25 in the next 5 years. So this is the challenge. We need to win time for patients to live a better, healthier life. And this is the challenge to the boxers in this ring today. There are 2 categories where we want to test them. First, how can you help us to speed up clinical research in a way in the phase of drug discovery where you could completely eliminate one part of the drug discovery process? Is it possible? I think so. And the other challenge is how can you shorten the human clinical trial phase of clinical research, which usually takes 6 to 8 years. Do you have any idea how could you shorten it down, find the patients who are best suitable to the tested medicine? This is critical to be successful. So get in the ring.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Peter. Let's give him a big round of applause. So Peter, I'm next going to ask you to take your battle station in the jury And I think, a lot of people huddled in the back. I counted the seats here. There's 14 here, and there's, I think, maybe 5 over here. So if you guys want to sit snug, come underneath the arcades, or not really here on these places, but behind the scenes, come in and snuggle some seats over here. So, now that you're in your battle station, I'd like to introduce the other jury members. So, in order of how they will enter in single file, Bence Kotona, CEO of Hiventures, Gergő Budai, the External Affairs Director of Vodafone, and Martin Olcik, Managing Director at Techstars. Gentlemen, come on in and let's give them some love. Actually such a beautiful shot with that. If everyone look around and just look at how nice this architecture is back here. I wanted to be actually an architect before I became someone that does young things with old people's money. So, gentlemen, there's a lot up for grabs. An audience, there's a lot at stake here. The winner of each battle will get exclusive access to present their company to the decision makers of the regional Pfizer Research and Development Department. So not just Hungary, the region. They will also get a letter of intent of partnership with Pfizer and the rights to use and get access to Pfizer's logo. But they will also receive Amazon Web Service credits and a fast-track opportunity to sit down with Hiventures to potentially raise up to 500,000 euros. And winners will also win a golden ticket entry to the global Get in the Ring final. Now, every single final of Get in the Ring is somewhere different. Last year, I think it was in Berlin. The year before, it was Cascais, Portugal. Before that, it was in Singapore. I always like to mention this when we were in Singapore with Joët and Benza. Someone actually, when they were coming in, they jumped over the ring and the ring collapsed and we had to catch it. That's why we have these cords. I was going to take off these shoes, but I realized I can't really leave the ring, so if it's okay, I'll keep them on. They're nice and comfortable. So, a lot rests on your shoulders, jury, but now that everyone is here, let me explain the rules of Fight Club. There will be 2 battles. One for solutions that optimize Pfizer's clinical trial processes, and one that optimizes Pfizer's drug discovery and delivery process. There will first be a 1-minute introduction, followed by 5 40-second rounds. Round number 1, team. What is the pedigree of people in your company? Who are the dudes and dudettes driving your company to the moon or off the road? Achievements. This is where we stop storytelling and figure out what they've actually done. Do they have turnover? Do they have partners? Do they have paying clients? What awards have they won? What is their traction? Round number 3, market and business model. How big is their market? Is it growing? How do they navigate that market and make money for investors, and how much could that be? And round 4, financials and proposition. Here we get into the financial details. We open the hood and check things out, and then we want to hear what it is that you want specifically, your business proposition to Pfizer, to investors, and potential clients out in the audience. And then round number 5, freestyle. This is the round where the gloves come off. It's their final chance to convince us all, and most importantly, to tell us why their opponent should lose. After each battle, the startups will get 5 minutes of questions from the jury, but it will exclusively be up to the CEO of Pfizer to give his final word and to select the winner. But you in the audience, of course, can influence the jury and Pfizer. You guys can influence them with the volume of your noise. So, audience, you found those clapping thingy noodles by your seat. So let's give them a test to see how they work. So let's give a big noodle clap or whatever you call it. Okay. Okay. Krista, this does work better than glow sticks. I can feel it. So, to get the adrenaline going and fight tonight, first up we have these solutions that optimize drug discovery. So, because we want to see some blood tonight in the ring, in the red corner, straight out of the Czech Republic, please give it up for the founder and CEO of InnoCure, Matej Buzgo! Make some noise! Now, in the blue corner, I mean the Pfizer corner, there you are, in the Pfizer corner. So in the blue corner, make some noise for the founder and CEO of Real Research from Poland, Marcin Kryskowski. Guys, step in front a little bit.
Hi.
Hello.
So, welcome.
Welcome.
Let's have a fist bump. Little fist bump between you guys. Or a belly bump.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm just feeling horny.
You are.
You have cool shoes.
So, dear audience, what do you say to foreigners when they first come to our country? What's that one word? Palinka, of course. So, gentlemen, woo, come on over here and grab your little drink.
Thank you.
And let's get a little bit closer. Now, 2 years ago, we had Palinka, but we drank it all. So last year, I only had one thing in the refrigerator, and it was very absent-minded of me, but I brought absinthe. But again this year, we don't have absinthe because we drank that as well. So tonight, my buddy prepared a little gluten-free Palinka for you. Akos?
Na zdrowie.
So gentlemen, I think we should take this little gluten-free Palinka. So audience, let's give us a little clap, and we'll have a cheers to start our engines. Let's down. This is something you could not do in the United States. They'd sue you.
Really?
Yeah. And saying that you're horny in a boxing ring.
No.
Horn thing, anyway. So guys.
You're standing on unicorns.
You have to.
So, let's keep our jokes dirty, our pitches clean. I'll start in the red corner. Enlighten us. Tell us why you have a killer company. You have 1 minute on the clock. Hit us.
Hi. Did you know that 90% of clinical trials fail? We have enormous advantages in better preclinical models. From diagnostic perspective, we are having better molecular biology knowledge. But we are still using old 90s fashioned flat plastic substrates to grow the cells and to test how they are responding. Okay, that's the problem. If we will have a wrong model, we will select wrong targets and we will fail in clinical trials. Okay, 3D cell cultures make a big progress. We have 250 products which are improving the way how the cells are growing. But all these 250 products basically is not having a capacity to talk to the cells. They are ignoring the cell communication. Here is Hiventures, the only solution on the market which can talk to cells. We can tell them where to grow, differentiate, or die.
Okay. So you're a sharp guy. You probably have a couple of knives in this fight.
Sure.
But let's see if you brought a gun to this knife fight.
Oh, yes, I do.
Shoot. 1 minute. Tell us what you do.
Hi, I'm Marcin. I'm CEO and co-founder of Real Research. And we are a Polish startup, so maybe I should, polish my presentation a little bit more. But, we have a problem, guys. Do you know that every year less and less drugs are being produced, I mean new drugs, and even though the price of the drug is growing? And this is a problem. This is a problem for all of us. But to solve this problem, we need to know where it comes from. And one of the biggest reasons behind this problem is the fact that the first part of the clinical research is done on flat, two-dimensional plastic. We are not flat. We are not two-dimensional. We are made of proteins, and we are in 3D. That's why the research should be in 3D as well. And to make this change, we developed a hydrogel that allows us to make these 3D cell cultures for every type of organ, for every type of model, for every type of disease, to make the change.
So, let's stick with you.
Okay.
Now, as we all know, every startup has a hacker, hipster, and a hustler. Which one are you? And tell us about your team.
We are special. A few years ago, when we actually, doing my PhD, we were doing a side project with my co-founder. And we needed the hydrogel for 3D cell cultures for our own research because we couldn't find anything like that on the market. And we realized that what we created was actually of a much better quality than there was on the market. And that's why we decided actually to start a company. And since then, we are growing very rapidly. Just a year ago, there were 3 of us. Now, there are 8 of us. We are also surrounded by a bunch of advisors from pharma, business, academia, from all around, from United States, European Union. So we are well set up to make the goal come true.
So, can your army match his troops?
Sure. InnoCure is a multidisciplinary company, and we are having a multidisciplinary team. We have experts in business, chemistry, biology, surface science, material science, engineering, and sales. We are having more than 250 years of experience altogether. We are having more than 40 publications in tissue engineering and 3D cell cultures. We are having more than 10 patents. All of this is highlighted also in the growth of the company. Last year, it was 6 of us. Now we are 15. We are growing. We are having PhD students, and we are pushing the technology further with our R&D partners from the top universities in the world.
Cool. Okay. So, you're attacking with words. Can you protect with numbers? What have you guys achieved?
Well, this is a kind of partly personal story because our biggest achievements is that we already passed the dead valley. There was a time a few years ago that was very hard. But after passing that dead valley, we actually got to one of the startup accelerators, thanks to which we actually got the first client for which we made our first research model. Afterwards, we've got an investor, and with the investor, we've made the first patent application. And now we are planning for 3 more patent applications. We're getting more traction, both from individual clients, from academia, from industry. And that's why we are well set up in the, with the numbers. Thank you.
Cool. Now, just as a reminder, so everyone here has applied for jobs. And when you're writing a CV, the purpose of the CV is not to get the job, but to get the interview. Now, the purpose of a pitch is not to get the money, but to get those wonderful 3 minutes with the investors or with Pfizer after. Which brings us to our next round, which is market and business model, gentlemen. So, red corner, tell me about your market. How do you make money?
Okay. Our team is focused on 3D cell cultures. This is a $2 billion market, which is focused more or less on research laboratories. We want to address this extremely high number of users to B2B networks through distributors. We already have 12 distributors. We are having more than 100 different clients to which we sell. We are profitable. In addition, we want to go to the highly valued market of pharma and toxicological screening, where we can play with the best players, such as MatTek, and for instance, we hope for Pfizer, and to help them to bring the new generation of medicines.
Ready.
Can you match that?
Of course.
Surprise me.
The market for our product is actually amazing. Just in 2014, the market was like €500 million, but it's growing very fast, and next year it's going to reach almost 2.7 billion. So it says it's like 30% every year. And the market is growing. We have the best product, and we are entering the market, so this is also very good timing for us. But it's not all. I was talking only about the research design, only for the research. But there is another much bigger market for regenerative medicine, and that market is 10 times bigger, and by 2024, it's expected to reach almost 40 billion euros. Thank you.
So the financials and proposition section now. Let's look under the hood. Tell me a little bit more about your numbers specifically, and what it is you're selling or what you want to give to Pfizer.
Okay, numbers first. Our aim is to get 5% of 3D cell culture market in 2 years after being on market. This will make €6 million profit per year. For Pfizer, we want to help Pfizer to reach the goal of 25 innovations in the next 5 years by providing them with better, improved, and highly customized models which will be fitted for each of the projects. We can make the drugs faster and easier together.
Thank you. Can you make an offer to Pfizer they can't refuse?
They won't.
Hit me.
What we are looking for is not an investment. We are actually looking for an angel. Somebody in the company, can be big pharma, who can help us go through to become a part of the first preclinical part of the whole research process, where we can really show the value of our research models and to help them, to screen them in the way that the drugs that they will take out of the preclinical stage will be valuable enough to invest all of those $1 billion in it. And finally, to get the working drug at the end. Therefore, for anybody who would like to work with us, and for any angel like that, the real value will be in increasing the probability of really creating the final drug. Thank you.
Hi.
He looks like a nice dude.
Sure.
But tell us why he should lose.
I know why. Okay. You have a beautiful hydrogel. I really like it. But you are one of 150 hydrogels on the market. With Hiventures, we are making a new market segment. We are unique. We are the only active solution. In addition, we can be combined with any 3D cell culture method. We can work with nanofibers. We can work with his hydrogel. We can work with bioprinting. We can work with spheroids. I can improve, basically, his system. And in addition, this means that we are delivering to 3D cell cultures the next dimension.
So dear sir, are you going to take that?
No.
Show us what you got.
I will not tell why you should lose. I will just tell you why we should win. I could tell you many things why our product is better than their product. And I actually agree we could combine and do things like that, but that's not the case. We should win because we believe that in every one of you there is this inner idealistic intention that drugs should be created for some better, higher purpose. And they should be created for us, for people, for our friends and family. And we are a mission-driven company, and our mission is to change the way how scientists do life science. And by fulfilling our mission, we can make the dream come true. Thank you.
So, jury, what did you think? You guys have microphones. Now, I'll let you guys fight each other for who gets the first question. It should not be Pfizer, in the beginning at least. Techstars.
Should I start? Great pitches, guys. Fantastic.
Thank you.
Both of you, very competitive. And I'm not biased either. You are from Poland like me as well, and you have the same name. So, well done. My question is, what is the solution? Is it software you provide, or I didn't get it? Is it a hardware device? Is it software? Can you explain?
You go first,
okay,
and then we'll do.
It's a hardware. It's actually this thing. This is a nanofibrous membrane combined with our drug delivery systems. So it's a hardware. It's a thing which actually will enable to grow cells in a better way and stimulate them.
He's already competing. What about you?
Okay, for us, the product is a hydrogel for 3D cell cultures. But the special thing about it is it's actually mimicking the physical environment. So whether you want to make a model of a bone disease, skin disease, we can mimic exactly that niche, that environment. And that's why it's so special, and it gives you the special value when you go to pursue your research in further development. So it's actually a hydrogel.
Okay, got it.
Next question.
First of all, congratulations to both of you. You've done a wonderful job. If I want to ask a question, I would ask that if I'm a patient with a given disease, what will your product do for me? Will I get the medicine sooner? Will I get it cheaper? Or what's the advantage?
Go for it.
Okay, thanks. Basically, you will get faster the medicine. In addition, it will result also in the thing that when we will have a better target selection, we will not make as many mistakes. So the pharma should not pay $2.5 billion per year in unsuccessful clinical trials. They can use the money for successful clinical trials and really delivering the cure for each patient.
Okay. There are basically two ways how you as a patient would benefit. The first one is very similar to what Maciej said. So we will increase the probability of really finding the drug, so there will be more drugs on the market, so higher probability for you to really be matched well with the drug. But there is another part of the solution. Because, for example, for cancer, there are at least few companies developing a way how to pre-test. So, like on a petri dish, like with bacteria, you can pre-test what your, for example, cancer could be sensitive to. So that's how you can check whether that specific chemo would work for you or not. And this way you can increase the probability of this drug really working for you individually.
Okay. Maybe one final question, just to one team, so pick which one, if that's okay.
As an investor, I'm really interested. End of the day, how will you make money? So I don't really get who is exactly your customer and who will pay for this solution, both of you.
Okay. You can start.
Let's see.
Okay, so now me. So we are still working on different business models. One of the business models is that we are simply selling the hydrogels to scientists. Another one is we are making services for companies. But we are also working with other companies to combine our products with their products. So there are many companies doing kind of devices that allow them to make a different kind of research, and they very often need a kind of very soft hydrogel in the device to scale up, to grade up the quality of their product. So we are talking to all of those different companies and clients.
Okay.
Add something, 2 seconds.
Okay, from my perspective, we are, for the research team, we will go only to distributors. We have tried B2B, it's not as efficient. Distributors are better. For specific projects, we will focus on contract research organizations, which will basically make most of the testing for pharma, and we will make specific tests with them. Besides this, in our company, we are not focused only on 3D cell culture. We are a technological company. We are making it all the things through our patented system. This makes us that we are selling also different devices for making of the solid dosage forms of new drugs, or new drug delivery systems for real patients. So this is the second part which is giving us money.
Okay, thank you, dude. Now,
thanks a lot.
Jury, please go and vote, but keep your vote secret because we're only going to announce them as winners after the next round. But in the meantime, I want people to clap if you think the red corner should win this round.
Thanks.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Now,
thank you.
What about the blue corner?
I don't hear you.
Gentlemen, thank you. We'll have you go out that way, and then we'll get to the next round, and then we'll see you after that round as well. Pleasure, dudes. Let's dance. Give a round of applause.